What up, financial fam? It's your favorite slightly cynical, always here to expose the system Gen Z money guru. Today, we're not just talking about money, we're talking about mind games. Specifically, the super sneaky, highly effective psychological warfare that credit card companies wage against your bank account. Because let's be real, they're not your friends, they're highly sophisticated psychological warfare machines disguised as shiny plastic rectangles. For 11 minutes, I'm pulling back the curtain on the entire charade. We're going to dissect their tactics, understand why you keep falling for them, and most importantly, equip you with the knowledge to fight back. By the end of this, you'll be able to spot their tricks a mile away and keep your hard-earned cash where it belongs, with you. So, buckle up, hit that like button, and let's get into it, because your financial freedom depends on understanding this absolute clown show. #### Section 1, The Illusion of Free Money and the Dopamine Rush, 045. Alright, first up on the psychological hit list, the insidious illusion of free money. When you swipe or tap that credit card, what do you feel? A little buzz, right? A quick hit of dopamine. There's no physical exchange of cash, no crinkling bills leaving your hand, no immediate pain. It's an abstract concept, a number on a screen, a promise to pay later. This detachment from the tangible act of spending cash is credit card companies' bread and butter. Think about it, if you had to pull out a stack of hundreds every time you bought something, would you really splurge on that extra avocado toast or those 5 new skincare products you absolutely need? Probably not. But with credit, it feels like monopoly money until the statement hits. And by then? Too late, my friend. The deed is done, the dopamine rush is gone, and all you're left with is regret and a growing balance. They've designed the transaction process to be as frictionless as possible. One tap, one swipe, one click. Instant gratification, zero immediate consequence feeling. This isn't accidental, it's by design. They want you to make impulsive decisions, to buy now and worry later. Because the later you worry, the longer they can charge you interest. It's a vibe, just not a good one for your wallet. ### Section 2, The Minimum Payment Trap, Your Personal Debt Treadmill, 210. Now, let's talk about the absolute MVP of psychological manipulation, the minimum payment. This is where they really get you. You look at your statement, see a big number, then a tiny, insignificant minimum payment. Phew, you think, I can totally afford that. And just like that, you've fallen into the trap. That minimum payment is a mathematical illusion, my friends. It's designed to be just enough to keep you paying forever, but never enough to actually pay down your principal effectively. Most credit card minimum payments are structured to cover almost entirely the interest, leaving a pitifully small amount for the actual debt you owe. It's like trying to bail out a leaky boat with a thimble while someone keeps adding water. Let's do some quick math, because numbers don't lie. Imagine you have $5,000 on a card with a 20% APR. Your minimum payment might be around 2 to 3% of the balance, or say, $100. If you only pay that minimum, you could be paying for literally decades. I'm talking 15, 20, even 25 years. And by the time you're done, you'll have paid back not just $5,000, but potentially $10,000, $15,000, or more, all thanks to compound interest. They essentially turn a small debt into a lifetime subscription service to their profits. They know most people will opt for the easiest path. They count on it. They rely on you taking that path of least resistance, because that path leads directly to their bottom line. Never, and I mean never, pay just the minimum if you can help it. It's a debt treadmill designed to keep you running in place forever. ### Section 3, Rewards Programs, Gamifying Your Indebtedness, 4 o'clock. Rewards programs. Cashback, points, airline miles. Who doesn't love free stuff, right? Wrong. This is a masterclass in psychological conditioning. They dangle these shiny carrots in front of you, making you feel like you're earning something valuable. But here's the tea, these programs are meticulously engineered to incentivize more spending. Spend $500 in the first 3 months and get 50,000 points. Suddenly, you're buying things you don't need just to hit that arbitrary threshold. You're chasing a phantom reward, justifying purchases by saying, well, I'm getting points. Let's do another vibe check on the math. Is 2% cashback worth paying 20% interest if you carry a balance? Absolutely not. You're losing 10 times what you're gaining. Even if you pay your statement in full, these programs subtly encourage overconsumption. You might pick the more expensive item because it gives you double points. You're literally paying more to get a slightly better deal. It's spending money to save money, which is peak financial delusion. They've gamified debt. They've turned consumption into a sport where you win by spending more. The real winner, however, is always the credit card company. They know that a certain percentage of people will overspend to chase those rewards, and that's where their true profit lies. Don't be a simp for points. Be smart for your future. Hashtag Section 4, 0% APR and balance transfers, the siren song of deferral, 545. Another classic move, the 0% introductory APR, sounds like a lifesaver, right? Transfer your high-interest debt, pay no interest for 12, 18, even 21 months. It's the siren song of financial relief, lulling you into a false sense of security. Here's the catch, and it's a big one, that 0% isn't forever. It's a ticking time bomb. Credit card companies are banking on one of two things: either you won't pay off the balance in time, or you'll get comfortable with the no-interest phase and rack up more debt. When that intro period ends, bam! You're hit with the full, often exorbitant, APR, applied to whatever remaining balance you have. And sometimes, depending on the terms, especially for deferred interest promotions on store cards, that interest can be retroactively applied to the original purchase amount. It's a literal financial jump scare. Balance transfers are similar. They offer a temporary respite, but they don't solve the underlying problem. You've just moved your debt from one bucket to another. They often come with a balance transfer fee, usually 3 to 5% of the transferred amount. So, if you transfer $10,000, you've just added another $300 to $500 to your debt before you even start paying it down. It's a clever way to keep you in their ecosystem, to keep you borrowing and paying fees. These offers are designed to make you kick the can down the road, to defer the pain. But eventually, that can always catches up. And usually, it's bigger, heavier, and more expensive than before. Hashtag Section 5, Fear and Urgency, FOMO for your finances, 715. Credit card companies are masters of creating fear and urgency. Limited time offer. Apply now for a 75,000 point bonus. Your credit score could be higher if you diversify your credit. These messages prey on our inherent FOMO, fear of missing out, and our anxiety about our financial standing. They know people want the best deal, so they create artificial scarcity or urgency around their sign-up bonuses. This pushes you to apply for cards you might not truly need, just to snag those extra points. Before you know it, you've opened 3 new lines of credit in 6 months, potentially damaging your average age of accounts and tempting you to overspend across multiple cards. Then there's the credit score anxiety. They subtly, or not so subtly, tie a good credit score to having a credit card and using it. While responsible credit use does help your score, they often distort the narrative. Some people mistakenly believe they need to carry a small balance to show activity or improve their score. False. You never need to pay interest to build credit. Paying your statement balance in full, every single month, is the optimal strategy. But they won't highlight that, because where's the profit in zero interest payments? They want you to live in a state of mild financial anxiety, always feeling like you could be doing better, could be earning more points, could have a better score. And the solution, conveniently, is always more credit. It's a loop, a trap. Don't fall for the hype, prioritize paying your debt, not chasing phantom credit score gains that cost you money. Section 6, the prestige and status symbol, flexing on your future, 9 o'clock. Let's be honest, we all like to feel a bit fancy. Credit card companies know this. Enter the premium, exclusive credit cards, the black cards, the metal cards, the ones with concierge services and airport lounge access. They're selling you not just credit, but a lifestyle, a sense of status and achievement. Look at me. I have the Amex Platinum. I'm living my best main character energy. These cards come with hefty annual fees, often hundreds of dollars, sometimes even thousands. They're designed for high rollers, for people who travel constantly, who can genuinely utilize every single perk and still come out ahead. But for the average person, or even someone who just wants to feel rich, these cards are a financial black hole. You're paying a huge fee for perks you might barely use, all to project an image. They tap into our desire for aspiration, for belonging to an elite group. The psychology here is simple: if you feel special using their card, you're more likely to use their card, and spend more on their card. They're selling you an illusion of luxury, knowing that many will pay for the dream, even if they can't afford the reality. It's peak cringe if you're going into debt to look cool. Your real flex is a healthy savings account, not a metal card with a huge annual fee. Section 7, the easy approval and targeted marketing, preying on vulnerability, 1035. Finally, let's talk about how credit card companies specifically target certain demographics, often those who are most vulnerable or financially inexperienced. Think student cards, subprime offers, or cards with ridiculously low initial credit limits and sky-high APRs for those with less than stellar credit histories. They make it seem incredibly easy to get credit, almost like they're doing you a favor. No credit? No problem. Approved. This is particularly insidious because it hooks people into the credit system who may not yet have the financial literacy or stable income to manage it responsibly. They're essentially giving you a loaded gun and hoping you'll shoot your own foot, because that's where their profit is, in the late fees, the over-limit fees, and the crushing interest rates on risky borrowers. They understand human nature: we want what's easy. We want a quick solution to a perceived problem, like needing credit for an emergency. They exploit that desire, often with predatory terms, knowing that once you're in, it's incredibly hard to get out. Conclusion, breaking free from the matrix, 1145. So, there you have it. A deep dive into the psychological playbook of credit card companies. They're not just lending you money, they're playing chess with your brain, and they've been studying human behavior for decades to perfect their game. But here's the empowering part: once you understand their game, you can choose not to play. You can choose to be the main character of your own financial story, not a pawn in theirs. Here's how you fight back. 1. Pay in full. Always make it your mission to pay your statement balance in full every single month. If you can't, you're overspending. 2. Budget like a boss. Know where every dollar goes. This negates the free money illusion. 3. Emergency fund is key. A solid emergency fund means you won't need credit for unexpected expenses, taking away one of their biggest hooks. 4. Question every reward. Calculate the true cost. Is that 2% cashback worth the risk of even 1% interest? Probably not. 5. Be wary of 0% APR. If you use it, have a rock-solid plan to pay it off before the intro period ends. 6. Cut up unnecessary cards. Fewer cards, fewer temptations, less complexity. This isn't about avoiding credit entirely. Responsible credit use is a powerful tool. It's about understanding the game, so you can use the tool without becoming the tool. Take control, stay educated, and don't let plastic push you around. Smash that like button, subscribe, and let me know in the comments, what's the sneakiest credit card trick you've fallen for? And until next time, stay financially savvy and don't get played. Peace out. Total word count, 1678.